Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Frankfort is getting ready for the latest transfer of power in the Commonwealth. And in one eastern Kentucky county, around 1,600 kids received new clothes, shoes, and toys as part of a holiday giveaway. Plus, despite the cold weather, more than 100 people lined the streets of downtown Pikeville to celebrate the holiday season.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:31 on December 9th. I'm Madison Pergram, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. So if you're waking up on this Monday morning, you're going to have a hard time getting out of bed in some places because it is raining. I know me and Brandon we both said, oh, it's going to rain. So let's go to Brandon. Brandon, I know you said you had a hard time waking up. I did too. It's a Monday.
Luckily, I was up before the rain started at my house, or it would have been game over. It would have been game over for me because I'd be like, oh, I'm just going to snooze for a couple minutes, and then it would have right back at it. Yeah, exactly. Let's get into the forecast this morning. Don't be snoozing. Get up out of bed. Get that coffee brewing. You see there the last few hours, the rain has been cranking, and now I'm going to start to kind of die down a little bit until we get into the afternoon, but there's still a pretty good batch of rain there out toward I-75. We're keeping an eye on that. Most of the heavier bands of rain are starting to move into West Virginia and Virginia from far eastern Kentucky. Outside WYMT, pretty quiet this morning and just dark. That's the trend of every morning in this time of the year. But again, we're going to continue to see those temperatures right there in the upper 40s and low 50s. 45 in Wise, the cool spot. 54 Monticello, the warm spot. So between a normal day on temperatures and a little extra just because it's a Monday, get that coffee going this morning. Your app forecast, we'll take a look at that and you'll see chances for showers off and on throughout the day, but you see those chances go way down as we head into the afternoon hours before cranking back up tonight. We'll have the extended forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Madison.
Thank you, Brandon. Well, for months, members of the Backwoods Vipers, a motorcycle riding group based in Hazard, raised more than $5,000. WYMT's Katie Cook explains how the riding group used that money to put smiles on the faces of local veterans.
Revving up their engines, the Backwoods Vipers went on a ride to the Eastern Kentucky Veterans Center, bringing Christmas presents to each of the veterans.
A lot of the community come together and helped us raise a lot of money.
That money transitioning to smiles.
This is fantastic.
Even Santa Claus stopped by to hand out the gifts.
Watch out, better not cry, better not pout, I'm not telling you why. Santa.
Spreading that Christmas spirit of giving.
I got a pair of shoes.
To those who gave so much to our country.
The veterans, they paved the way for all of us. They fought for our country, and I think we need to give back to them and remember what they've done.
While having fun at the same time.
It shows there's still some Christmas left in this world.
And Backwoods Vipers President Todd Delph is calling this a community effort.
If the community wasn't backing Backwoods Vipers, there's no way we could have done this for the veterans.
Merry Christmas.
In Hazard, Katie Cook, WYMT Mountain News.
Now the Backwoods Vipers raised enough money to get each veteran a gift from their Christmas wish list. And the 18th annual Christmas giveaway was held Saturday inside the Pikeville YMCA. Around 1,600 kids received new clothes, shoes, and toys. Volunteers with Thankful Hearts Food Pantry organize the drive each year. Teresa Scott says she is grateful for so many who lend a helping hand during the holidays.
And there's no way to describe the feeling it is when you see those kids. They're ecstatic over shoes. People think we're crazy, but in some families that's got 5 or 6 kids can't afford shoes.
Scott says they have multiple volunteers from other states like North Carolina, Maryland, and Washington. Without those volunteers, she says this drive would not be possible. And despite the cold weather, more than 100 people lined the streets of downtown Pikeville Saturday evening. A Christmas tree lighting and the annual Christmas parade kicked off the fun on Main Street. This year's Grand Marshals were the Pikeville Panthers football team, who just won a state title on Friday. Bad weather last weekend led officials to move the event forward 1 week. In the city of Harlan's Christmas parade also took place on Saturday. This video, courtesy of Emily Perkins from the Harlan Enterprise, shows some of the nearly 80 entries in the parade that made its way through the streets of downtown. City leaders also hosted other events as part of their yearly celebration, including an ice skating rink at the Harlan Center, local vendors inside the center, and pictures with Santa. And dozens of National Guard soldiers marched through Barberville Saturday morning on a very special mission. The Barberville Police Department posted these pictures on their Facebook page, and members of the 149th Infantry Regiment, also known as the Mountain Warriors, delivered teddy bears to the department as part of their efforts to deliver them to local children in need this Christmas season. And First Lady Melania Trump brought some Christmas cheer to Children's National Hospital in Washington on Friday. The visit follows the tradition of every First Lady since Elizabeth Beth Truman. During her visit, Ms. Trump visited with patients, their family, and the nursing staff. She also joined Santa and Mrs. Claus to read a Christmas book to children. She read Oliver the Ornament Meets Belle, which is the sequel to the book she read last year, Oliver the Ornament. And one Wisconsin family added a little extra flair to their holiday decorations, a Donald Trump flag that got them some unwanted attention and a threatening letter. Amy DuPoint has the story.
On a block lined with holiday cheer, hate found its way to the front porch of this Sheboygan home.
To think that someone would be so cruel.
Helen Powers didn't even have to open the envelope to know she wouldn't like what was written inside, addressed with a vulgar word. The first of many included in the letter written by someone claiming to be a neighbor.
I was thinking, how could someone be so hurtful and hateful and actually physically mail it?
The author writes, "I see from your flag outside you hate America and will do anything to kill it," referring to the President Trump re-election flag Helen put up the day before.
To take the time to actually mail it, and why? Just over a flag.
The letter goes on to say the family should go back to where they came from. We've blurred where the author says that is, and that the writer is not one of the family's Nazi friends. It ends with, "Get the expletive out."
It's terrible how things change.
Sheboygan police tell Fox 6 they are investigating, but it's not clear if the anonymous author committed a crime. Even if it's not illegal, the Powers say the letter and its author crossed a line.
I would say everybody's gone way too far, way over the edge. That's for sure.
The Powers flag is still flying outside their home. They refuse to take it down, standing by their beliefs and their candidate, no matter what their neighbor has to say.
It's sad that it's come to this. We're just regular people.
The officers that patrol the neighborhood are aware of the situation, and as for the Powers, they say they're taking extra precautions to protect their home and flag. And in Frankfort, Governor Matt Bevin and Governor-elect Andy Beshear both attended the state capitol Christmas tree lighting. Saturday's event began with the annual Frankfort Christmas Parade, and the lighting of the tree followed immediately after. And then spectators headed to the governor's mansion to check out the decorations and meet Santa. And tomorrow is Inauguration Day at the state capitol. Final preparations are underway ahead of Governor-elect Andy Beshear's swearing in. The program coordinator says the crew has started bringing in equipment Saturday morning to have plenty of time to check it all. A lot of pieces to put together to successfully pull off a full day with about 7 large events. And this year, organizers say things are a little different.
This year, we've built the platform so that it tiers down closer to the audience, and then we built the audience seating platforms up higher. So the governor and lieutenant governor will be lower, the audience will be higher, and they'll be a lot closer.
Other changes include having teachers lead the parade as the grand marshals, and the inauguration will have events going on all day tomorrow leading up to Governor-elect Andy Beshear's official swearing in at around 2 p.m. He will be the Commonwealth's 63rd governor since the state was formed back in 1792.
Rain chances making you a little bit sleepy this morning for a lot of folks. Let's be honest, it's Monday. Everybody's sleepy this morning, but you take a look across the region, you're seeing more rain trying to develop back toward I-75 there, Lake Cumberland area. That's going to move eastward today. But once we get behind that, the chances should become more scattered to stray. Temperatures already in the 40s and 50s and will actually climb as we see some southwest winds crank in here, and that's going to be a factor that's going to pull some of that warmer air in from the south. And we're already 5 to about 25 degrees warmer this morning than we were this time yesterday. So your out the door forecast will feature those off and on rain chances today under cloudy, overcast skies. But again, those temperatures are going to climb as we head into the afternoon into the low to maybe mid 60s for some locations. Madison.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. Here's a look at what's ahead. President Trump is issuing a warning to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un after Kim Jong-un said denuclearization is off the table in negotiations. And at least 5 people are dead after a volcanic eruption on White Island in New Zealand.